What's up, guys? Apostate Chest here with some history content today. We are at the amazing Oakville Indian Mounds Museum here in Danville, Alabama. It is totally free to come visit, and they are boasting an amazing 20,000 item artifact collection of Native American stuff. So we're gonna walk around and see some of this unbelievable stuff they have here. So let's start over here on the right. Look at the, oh my God, look at that. There's got to be modern stuff. That looks way too new. Let's see. Oh, they are modern, yes. That makes sense then. Man, if those were real, they'd be worth a whole lot of money. Drum up here, they got stuff on the walls. These are all real, of course. I mean, let's get a whole shot here. This is the whole place. Doesn't look very big in the picture, but artifacts are small. Well, let's come over here. Got some cool stuff right there. It's really cool that people allow their stuff to be displayed in here where everybody can enjoy it and not just private collectors. These are discoidals. Look at some of this stuff. Look at that pipe. Man, I'd smoke out of that. Man, look at that. Wow. I got some marbles. They use those to kill deer. They would shoot them out of slingshots. And they always aimed to hit them right between their eyeballs with a slingshot. I'm just kidding. Look at this bowl here. Holy crap. Jesse never finds stuff like this. There's lots of bowls here. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, feel free to take pictures of anything you see.
Oh, well. It's amazing in here.
We've got over 20,000 artifacts in the room.
Wow. Look at these. Look at that, man. This stuff is unbelievable. Got some pestles, some adzes. These are all farming tools. There was probably at least 5 tribes that came through this area or inhabited it over several thousand years. It's a little Civil War scene here for some modern history of the area. I put a lot of time into this. Look at this beaver. Ooh. Oh my goodness. If I didn't mention before, this place is totally free to come to. And it's not just a museum. They have like a whole park out there. There's mounds. There's a burial mound and a ceremonial mound. Man, look at that. But they also have a pretty huge lake you can go fishing in for free. I think on the weekend, on Saturday anyway. They have canoes and stuff out there you can paddle around the lake in. Man, oh man, look at some of this stuff. Holy moly. Look at that thing. Got a Jerry Dickey. That one's definitely real. Some quartz pieces. These are all from Lawrence County here. These are local. Wow, 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 wow. Got some Mountains. What does it say? Mountains Bluff Blacksmith Shop. Look at that. Those Clovis points like that, they are incredibly old. They're twice as old, more than twice as old as the pyramids. I mean, their Clovis points are well over 10,000 years old. It's crazy to think somebody that far back sat there and made that. And then it just sat idle for millennia upon millennia until Americans come along and, like me, take a fascination in these type things. Wow, look at that. Wow. Look like they glossed these or something. Made them shinier with some shine. That pipe. Smoke out of that. Man, oh man, there's just point after point in here. Got a really cool little display here. Ooh, look at that one. I love crazy stuff like that. Got the place all to myself right now too. Which makes me feel good. I don't mind talking in front of people, but I don't like to think I'm disturbing anybody either. Look at that. There's another Clovis point right there in the middle. Over 10,000 years old. Look at that. Man, let's put something in that smoky. There's some really cool stuff here. Look at that. Shells from the Tennessee River. I think the Tennessee River is about 30 miles from here, maybe. I mean, that would have been a tremendous resource. Mussels, fish, all kind of stuff. They probably ate a lot of mussels because there's a lot of shells. Look at here, there's another pipe up there. Looks more like a modern type trade pipe, modern being in the last couple hundred years. Wow. You know, for as rare as Clovis points are, and as hard as they are to find, finding a shaft of anything is way, way more rare than finding Clovis points even. You find a handle, they're worth, I mean, you've struck gold. That's just debitage there, I guess, to show you what the flint knapping stuff looks like when they made these points. Lots of cool stuff. Look at this. Look at this, look at this. Man, it's all just amazing. Oh, hold on a minute. Look at this. If that's real, I'm freaking President Trump. That didn't come from around here. This looks like some. Oh, it says modern. Never mind. It's ornamental. Okay. Yeah, I was about. There ain't nothing like that around here. You just don't. You might find something like that in like South America, but no. I thought they was trying to play us for a second. But it is properly labeled as modern. Man, there's some nice points in here. Holy moly. Imagine your entire existence, your survival, dependent on these stone tools. Look at that thing. What is that? Goodness gracious. That is fake. There's two of them, look. I found them at the gift store, I think. As far as I know, them are completely fake. There's no such thing as Thunderbird effigies. Although people would like them to exist, I do not think they do. Man, just rows and rows and rows of stuff to look at in here. Stuff after stuff. Imagine grinding up your corn on that. And a mouthful of corn and little stone bits. I'm sure it's all delicious. Wow. Wow. This is a particular families here, the Lowry family. I guess they collected all this stuff and then allowed it to be donated here in the museum for display, which we appreciate. Wow. Wow, look at that. Wow. Rows and rows and rows of artifacts here. Look at that. I love serrated stuff. Just looks nasty. Archaic period points. Wow. Look at this paleo stuff. A mammoth tooth. That used to be in a mammoth's head. Look at that. Holy crap. I mean, if some of the stuff was on the private market, like that would be worth a lot of money. Looks like it was in water for a long time. It's been smoothed over. That was I think the end of this little section, besides some stuff on the wall here. I think the best is probably gonna be this middle section here. Let's check it out. There's a grizzly, ain't it? Kodiak. Yeah, it's just a black bear. I'd be scared of shit if it ran up on me though. Holy crap. Look at that. Man, oh man. This stuff is just unbelievable. Look at all that. Look at all that. Man. Man, look at here. We got some polished stuff. Some weights, plumb bobs. Those are net weights. They're awful fancy net weights. Some sort of gun in there too. They got lots of stuffed animals in here. Holy moly, wait till you see some of the stuff on the other side. Wow, look at those pottery shards. There's lots of Lost Lake stuff around here. Stuff in the middle. Big what is that? Dang, that's a bobcat that's started looking like an otter or something. There's a hairy old turkey. Some more polished stuff. Alright, look at this all. This one promises to be very special. It's lined with them. Look there, that's a little bonefish hook. Lots of little triangle points. Lost Lakes, and look at that. Look at that one in the middle there. Oh my freaking God. Thousands and thousands of dollars for thousands and thousands of years of existence. Get out of here. Look at that. That's a damn sword. Holy moly. Look at that. Unreal. That's 6.5, 7-inch clovis. Unbelievable. Look at that. It looks like that might be a point, but it looks kind of like a lizard effigy almost. There's a catfish spine barb. That was probably a tattoo needle because it was super sharp and light. Holy moly. Yeah, I don't know. That looks like thunderbirds there, but not the ones you usually see. This might be real as hell. Got a huge bone needle. And that little turtle effigy. And look at that. Look at those flutes. Holy moly. Imagine what them's worth. Got some amazing pipes here. And that is pretty much a walk around the museum here. There's buffalo head, a big one. Its eyes look real. Holy moly. That is a walk around the museum here. I'm gonna start walking outside. It's not too far. We might walk to this mound up here. Check it out. So, right now we're outside. This is the grounds of the park here. It's a big old parking lot. So, from what I know, there was 5 different tribes in this area. I think I was talking about it a minute ago. But most famously, the Cherokee were here for a long time. There was Chickasaw, there was Creek, Ute, there were some other ones too. Copena, this is part of the Copena culture as well. As a matter of fact, I think the burial mound that I'm trying to hustle up to here is a Copena burial mound, and it is huge, but it's not as big as the actual ceremonial mound. I'll show you some of their, this is part of the lake they got going on here, and the lake goes all the way through here, goes all the way back there. You can go all the way up here. I mean, the lake is pretty dang huge. And there's probably some catfishing in there. Again, all this is free. Anybody can come enjoy this stuff. We still got a further walk than I thought it was. But this is all pretty amazing. But you can drive. They got roads here too that you can just kind of pull up beside the mounds. And you don't really have to park and then walk to them, although it's not hard to walk at all. Out here, hold on. See way up there? That's part of the lake. They got a bunch of canoes and stuff out there. You can and try to catch your dinner. They'll let you keep like five bass over 14 inches. Keep catfish, stuff like that. And here, coming up on the bear. Hello, madam. Look, probably can't tell quite yet in the picture, but we are coming up on it. It's just a short walk. Now this is the burial mound. You can see the fence around it. It's kind of hard to tell in the picture. All the green tends to blend together, but this is considered very sacred ground. See, there it is. Look how big that is. From where I'm standing, that thing's got to be 20 foot high. And there is some modern, I don't know, late 1800s, maybe early 1900s burials on top of the mound. The burial mound here. So there's a very highly respected Native American leader of some sort buried in this. And you got to think too, that's a pretty giant hill there, and that's nothing compared to the size of the actual mound that's up the road a little bit. And they did all this basket by basket, literally just filling a little basket with dirt and carrying it over here and dumping it out one at a time until you have a rather large hill here, burial mound. I believe this, I think it was excavated by somebody at one point, although all the collection inside didn't come from this site, I don't think. There were some of them there from Mississippi, I think. But the Copena culture stretched all through here. All through here. Let me turn around. Sign here. You can pause on there. You can read all the signs. But I mean, this is beautiful. One of the only problems I think you might have coming here is, I don't know, I guess they have staffing issues or something. I tried to come do this on Saturday, but no one was here. But they're only open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. And then I think it said 10 a.m. to 4 on Mondays, or Saturdays, I'm sorry. But all right, guys, that's pretty much it. It's a really long walk back to the bigger mound that's way up here back down the road. But it is 27 foot high, and I mean, it's 4 or 5 times bigger than the actual burial mound there, but there would have been a ceremony site on top of it. So I'm gonna jump off now. I'm gonna grab me a drink of Sundrop, and I'm gonna head off to work. Please like and subscribe, comment if you like this video. It helps me grow a lot, and it's pretty hard. It's harder than I thought it would be. Anyway, guys, later.